Welcome to another edition of The Inside Story. At Isaiah chapter 64, verse 8, Jehovah describes himself as our potter, and we are described as the clay. It's true we are imperfect like clay, but Jehovah can still mold us. As long as we are willing to be molded by him, Jehovah can cause us to become whatever is needed to fulfill his purpose. Let's see how he has done this with 5 of the students from the 158th class of Gilead. As we hear their experiences, please also note Jehovah's qualities, what he does as he leads them along their spiritual journey. First of all, we welcome Mark and Melissa Gratrix from the Britain branch. By our past mistakes, and the two of you certainly are not. We can see that Jehovah is really using you and helping you along. Thank you for sharing your experience. Well, our next guest comes to us from the East Africa branch. Please welcome Wanjiku Waichigo. So Wanjiku, we know you're coming to us from Kenya. We hear that the friends there call you Shiko, is that right?
Yes, Shiko. So please call me Shiko.
Okay, Shiko. So tell us about your background.
So my mom learned the truth when we were little. So I was raised in the truth. My dad is not a witness. So his main focus for us was education. I was intrigued with the legal profession.
Legal?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to fight for the underdogs. I wanted to fight for justice. And I knew when I grow up, that's what I want to be.
Now, studying law sounds very time-consuming, very demanding. Did it affect your relationship with Jehovah?
Yes, it did. And this is because when I was in school, my focus was education, was to pass and to build my career. And so that meant my spiritual life took a backseat. Yeah.
So what was the turning point for you?
So when I completed school, I did find a house that coincidentally was right next to a Kingdom Hall. And I remember one day I was leaving work, and I'm walking home tired after a long day, and I see a group of witnesses walking to the Kingdom Hall. Some are rushing, and I knew this is me. This is how I was raised. This is what I should be doing. This is where I should be going. And so the next meeting, I went to the hall.
I guess in this case, following the crowd was a good thing.
It was.
Because it took you back to the Kingdom Hall.
Yeah.
Now, once you were there, how did it feel to be back in the Kingdom Hall with the friends?
So the congregation that I went to was a very warm and loving congregation. They took me in and they loved me, and I realized I was home. They saved my spiritual life.
So glad to hear that. But how did you now enter the full-time service? What was your journey like with that?
So I had a 1-year Bible reading schedule that I wanted to follow. So I took it up as a project. And I used to get to work very early in the morning. And I had downloaded the Watchtower library. So I would read the portion of the day. And then once I finished that portion, I would research those scriptures. And I did that for the whole year and years that followed.
That sounds like some deep Bible study.
Yeah.
So that's where it all started. What else helped you along your journey?
So I used to support some pioneers in the ministry. And there was a particular friend that I used to go out with. She was pioneering, and she always used to insist that one day I'll start pioneering. And that time I was working a full-time schedule, and there was no way I would take up pioneering.
But she insisted
She would not stop.
Okay.
Yeah. And so eventually I did start pioneering. I did even attend pioneer school.
Okay.
So that is us there.
So we see you here holding the Pioneer School textbook. Who's the friend with you?
So this is a sister who would not stop. The one who kept insisting. So she was attending the school for the second time, and we were in class together.
Well, it looks to me like her encouragement paid off.
It was a good school. It was a gift from Jehovah.
And it looks like you're still good friends.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
So after that, you went on to serve in Bethel part-time and then full-time. And what department do you work with?
I am with the legal department.
So now I'm thinking about your situation, because you've had the experience of working in the legal field secularly for your career, but you've also done it for Jehovah. You've done it for his organization. So how would you compare these two experiences?
You can't compare. So working for the world was about the money, was about to climb the corporate ladder. But when you work for Jehovah, you are fighting for the friends. You love them even before you meet them. And when you meet them, you love them even more. Your faith builds you, and you can't compare because it gives you contentment, joy. It's the best.
Well, thank you for sharing this unique experience, how Jehovah is using you, but also thank you for the sacrifices that you've made. And for you and Mark and Melissa, it's been very encouraging to see how Jehovah's molded you along this journey with him. Thank you very much for sharing your experiences.
Especially concerning brothers who experience difficulties due to violence. When we look at the publishers, we see how much love they have. They have never lost that love. They support each other. We also see that even though their situations are difficult, their relationship with Jehovah has grown stronger. We see that they've gained more confidence in Jehovah and are more willing to apply the instructions given by Jehovah's organization. These brothers have extraordinary endurance. My wife and I learned a great lesson from this. We believe the best thing we can do is allow Jehovah to guide our steps. We understand Jehovah will never leave us. He will never abandon us no matter what situation we may be in. That's why we are convinced that no matter how hard the situation gets, we can always rely on Jehovah.
One island, two beautiful examples of faithfulness. The stories here on Hispaniola remind us that Jehovah is with his people and that we will endure and thrive no matter what challenges we face.
That was very touching. We see the friends in Haiti. They're not just going through hard times. It's more like Colossians 1:11 says, they're enduring fully with joy. And that's a sign of Jehovah's Holy Spirit. We can see him backing the friends and giving them the strength they need. So thank you both for your endurance, for your faithful example, and the love you show to the friends down there in the Dominican Republic and in Haiti. Through these experiences today, we've heard more than just 5 individual stories. We've heard a story about Jehovah. We've seen Jehovah use his power to enable his servants to face trials that they couldn't overcome on their own. We've also seen him draw individuals to himself through the ministry. And we've seen Jehovah act as a loving, patient, merciful potter who molds individuals to become what he wants them to become. It is true, we're all like imperfect clay. We all have our own set of limitations. But as long as we're willing to be molded, Jehovah can cause us to become whatever is needed to fulfill his purpose. So the question is, what will Jehovah cause you to become? We look forward to seeing you again on another edition of The Inside Story.